Yo. I'm about to make an infinite amount of all complex planes that could possibly ever exist fit one-to-one into the integers. Cantor can suck it. Alright. I know how to play Minecraft, I swear. Alright, so let's start over here. So, this is a representation that I kind of laid out here of the way we represent writing real numbers and imaginary, or complex. The left side here is the whole part of it, and this side here is the decimal part of it. Same with up there, whole decimal. Now, you want to see me break your brain? Now, which side's which? Which side's countable and which side's uncountable? Because, as I just proved, this side is the same size as this side, in terms of the amount of digits making it up. Now, that's not directly a proof. I know. I understand that. However, if I look over here, what is this? What could I possibly be representing here? Well, if you take the first whole digit here, pop it in the front there, the first whole digit here, pop it right after that, the first whole digit, the first decimal digit, pop them right after, and then repeat the same thing right here with the seconds and loop it in a line like that. Oh my goodness. Suddenly I've fit all four parts of how we write numbers into the integers. Oh, how is that possible? Now I can fit a complex plane. Or specifically a quadrant. If you'll notice, I have this over here, the representations of positive and negative for both the real and complex component. So, all I need to do is, bam, move this over to two spaces. There's the discriminator term, the digit in the integer that is used to represent. That represents whether the real part is positive or negative. And then there's the one that determines whether the complex part is positive or negative. And would you look at that, I can now fit a full complex plane, one-to-one representation, into the integers. Oh my goodness, it's insane. Would you love it? Now, if you look over there, I've got this little bit. This is a representation of how Cantor disproved that it is possible to fit the decimals into the whole numbers. If you take a theoretical list of all of the possible decimals between 0 and 1 and align them in said list, you can take the first digit of the first number and make it different. It doesn't really matter how you make it different. All you need to do is make it different. Second of the second, third of the third, and so on out to infinity. You can create a new number, a new decimal that is different from all of these other numbers. Now, if you look down there, I also have a digit here used to represent what I have over there. Now, given the fact that this can all fit here, given the way we write numbers, if any of these decimal digits were changed in any way, it would inherently create a new integer in this representation. After all, changing a digit in a specific place changes the value of the overall number and therefore makes it unique. And given the fact that any different way representing these results in an inherently unique way of representing like this, that means that all can fit in here without issue. Now I get to look into why I'm doing this. The very same reason that becomes a bane to most commonly understood theories becomes a boon for me, because that means that anytime I want to fit an entirely new complex plane into the integers, all I need to do is take these digits here, which are just adding themselves onto the loop, and create a new hash digit by doing that method right there. I could have an infinite line of those listed numbers from this to create a essentially hash digit to tell which specific complex plane I'm representing in that specific integer. And then anytime I need to fit a new complex plane, all I have to do is, wha-bam, create a new digit by doing that method over there, and suddenly I have an entire set of the, I basically have all of that as a new way to fit an entire new complex plane, all thanks to this. So, like, yeah, Cantor kind of didn't methodology this because my autism allowed me to think very much outside the box for this. But I actually do have to thank him for giving me the way to fit infinite amounts of them into one line of just the integers. So yeah, that's fun. Okay, bye.